Government control over technology for Eastern Illinois University's Senior Seminar, Technology and Society. Government and the control of technology. To an increasing extent, governments are controlling the pattern of technological change. The questions we need to ask ourselves are, does government involvement in the development of technology necessarily result in more beneficial technologies? Are democratic ideals realized in the operation of government policies and processes? Government actions in the shaping of technology. Government involvement in technology is nothing new. The government grants patents for technology and has provided infrastructure crucial to the development of current and new technology. In other words, a technology can't even be implemented into society without this patent. And most technology kind of benefits the infrastructure we already have. Schools are funded by the government. Many would argue this influences what technology students are exposed to. So if the government favors computers, students are exposed to computers. If they favor iPads, maybe the students are exposed to iPad, which then introduces them to Apple, not Microsoft. It's a big debate here. There's also heavy regulation on traffic. So you can't get into an airplane, a car, train, a bus, any form of moving vehicle without some kind of government involvement, regulation being involved. Government tax policies often favor technological advances. This is more noticeable for big businesses. Businesses are expected to only emit so much pollution within a period of time. If they go over this amount, then they're heavily fined, which most businesses are actually able to pay these fines, but that's another issue. But if these businesses convert and implement new technology, their pollution emission will be decreased, which will then also decrease the likelihood of them being fined. So this is kind of a government tax policy that supports new technology coming in. Also, for even just common people, implementing new windows, energy saver windows, can also get you a tax cut. But innovation does not always respect existing social and legal arrangements. When VCRs were popular, VCRs were used to videotape movies or TV shows from your cable company. Today we have the computer, so many can just get on any kind of website, get on, watch a TV show that's, maybe just came out. It hasn't even been released on the TV company's website yet, which is still an infringement of copyright here. But another area that's been influenced by government involvement is defense and space exploration, which I thought was interesting. Is government control necessary? Why has government involvement increased to such a marked degree? It's a question posed nowadays. This is because our wealth is tied to our ability to advance technologically. A free market cannot stimulate every type of technological advance. For instance, population or pollution. It's a big issue right now. But it's very expensive to reduce the amount of pollution emitted into the atmosphere today. Now, while if this was done, if businesses were able to create this technology and implement this and government was able to implement this technology into society, it would benefit everybody. The problem is, although social benefits may be great, the benefits to industry may be small and it may actually be unprofitable. So although a technological advance might benefit the whole society, it is also very costly. This is why 2/3 of pure science is financed by the federal government. Government and institutions for guidance of technology. A nation's economic and military security is directly tied to its ability to produce new technology. Special government departments are established to meet this need. However, there is no Department of Technology per se, only a collection of committees dealing with various technological issues. One time there was something called the Office of Technology Assessment. The OTA was established in 1972 by Congress and closed in 1995. It provided information on technology to Congress. It helped to guide its decisions and gain more leverage over the president in matters relating to technology. The OTA also was overseen by a board of congressmen and senators, 6 each. It's unclear whether the OTA had any impact on guiding technology policy. The criticism of the OTA includes there was not always a balance between the goals of the political masters and the goals of the scientists. So often, the scientists and engineers would want an object to do one thing, but the congressmen would see another way that they could use this object. So obviously Congress, if they're going to approve that this technology be allowed into society, they're going to want it to be beneficial to them. So often Congress changed the way the technology would work or what it would be used for. And this was not the intended purpose of the scientist or the engineer who created it. Processes. Congress most directly affects technology through its passage of laws and its control over budgets. Some technologies never make it to production due to lack of funding, while others face government scrutiny, while others are highly unregulated. These that are highly unregulated include birth control, x-ray machines, and microwave ovens. I thought this was interesting because these 2 things are things that we don't really think of being harmful because they're unregulated. We think of them as being harmful in other terms. But the fact that they're unregulated makes them even more harmful. Birth control is a pill that females take every day. Who knows the harmful effects that this could have on them later in life. As well as if x-ray machines were unregulated, how much radiation is a person exposed to, etc. This presents a whole wide range of problems. Technologies that are large-scale failures are more likely to catch attention of government than allegedly harmless technologies. So if a technology is declared that it's going to be harmless, that it's innocent, it's never going to cause any damage, the government doesn't really look at it. But once it has a big failure, the governments are going to automatically be glued to it and trying to figure out why this happened, should we get it off the market, so on and so forth. Most technologies actually emerge with little public attention. So many think that there is widespread public debate, but there's not. Many decisions are made by mid-level government officials since there is no central authority for technology. Often technologies are supported by the government because of powerful lobbies who have a stake in their success. Also, once the technology is underway, it builds momentum by the people who have interest in seeing it to completion. So, many become interested in a technology after it's already been approved to be made. And so then they begin to fund it. And of course, if they are funding it, they're going to want to make sure it's completed. So they're going to continue to fund it until it gets completed. And due to this, a bad technology may make it into the market because of influential people and organizations. So if there's somebody from the mid-level government that is endorsing this technology that may be bad, the likelihood of it getting out to the market is great. So on to democracy. The democratic control over technology. Decisions are made by expert managers and government officials in democracy. Whether technology is good or bad, it can be determined only by one's values and beliefs. Democratization of technology may be appealing, but it also has its cost. The greater number of people involved, the more likely the order will be disrupted. So people do make choices that affect the technology, but it's usually after the fact. So it's usually after it's been released on the market, and then the public begins to have problems with it, and then the government has to actually pull the technology off. In several ways, technology has increased democratization. This is because TV has made current events and policies more accessible to the public. Also, computers. But exposure does not guarantee an intelligent response. Many critics say that TV has defiled the political process, turning candidates into sound bites. Many could say that this is a big problem when it comes to campaigning, especially the presidential campaigns. Probably from about August to November, every commercial on TV is about vote for me or don't vote for him. It's kind of, I don't know. But anyways, democracy works best perhaps at a local level when the individual can be directly involved. Some potential challenges of the future. Some think that transportation and electronic communication will bring the world closer together. Others think computers will have massive memories, putting tons of information at people's fingertips. While others think that microprocessors will result in the redesigning of existing objects. And there's even the genetic engineering may allow for the design of human beings. These are things that could happen and things that may not happen. There's some potential things to maybe look for in the next 50 years. Kind of see how they develop and maybe even how the government controls them.